topics, Belgium, Brazil, Congo, UK and all over the USA to crowds from 14 to 40,000. International leadership speaker, trainer and coach. Author of Learn to Raw Leadership, Attitude Hack, Live a More Excellent Life, 5 Battle Strategies of a Victorious Warrior. 2021 President's Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. Founding partner of the John Maxwell team. Toastmaster International Speech Competition semi-finalist. Founder of Tell It Like It Is TV, ThatGuyRocks.com and ThatGuySpeaks.com. Creator of Story Power TV, Transforming Grace TV, and Leading Leaders Podcast. Producer of 4 TV programs and podcasts for Liftable TV and World Trumpet Television as well as multiple social media channels. Please help me welcome J Loren Norris.
You know, the idea of commission is a salesman's greatest advantage, but it's also, for a lot of people, their greatest nightmare. Because when they hear commission, especially straight commission, what they think is, if this product doesn't work, I don't get paid. When really what they're saying is, if I don't work well as a salesman, then I don't get paid. Leadership has a commission as well. The commission, well, one of many commissions for leadership, is confidence. But I also want you to understand the word commission is a double-edged sword, and it's not just how you get paid or rewarded on the backside, it's also what you're expected to do going forward. That's what I want to talk about in this episode of Leading Leaders.
Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom.
I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast, and as a sales rep, I have spent many hours on straight commission. Many of the jobs that I've had were straight commission. It was frightening. A couple of those jobs had straight commission, but they also had what we call a guarantee or a minimum, meaning you're going to get paid something. The expectation, though, is that your sales volume, your sales quota exceeds that. And then once you exceed that, you get paid extra. But your minimum payment probably isn't enough to live on. Your minimum payment, your guarantee, is probably just enough to make sure you show up for work. And at the same time, it's a terrifying ledger when you look at that minimum paycheck and realize I don't get anything more than that unless I sell enough that my commission exceeds that. So if you're getting $2,000 a month as your guarantee and you're only selling enough that your commission would equal $1,500 a month, how much you get? $2,000. Until you sell enough that your commission is over $2,000, $2,000 is all you get, which is barely enough to live on. And the sad part is for a lot of sales reps, they step into a job thinking, well, I don't want the commission, I want the guaranteed paycheck. Let me ask you, honestly, have you ever had a job where the guarantee was an absolute guarantee? Unless it's a government job with a pension and the inability to be fired, you've never had a job with a guarantee. You may have a job with a steady declaration of a paycheck. You're going to get paid the same all the time. But there's no guarantee that you're going to have your job. See, the sales process, the sales job, the sales industry is a volatile one. People who are really good, they rise to the top, they stay at the top, they make good money, they move from job to job if they need to, and it's almost always based on the fact that they're outperforming the company's ability or willingness to pay them. Now, I have been offered jobs in sales where I sat down with the potential hiring manager and they explained to me what the job was, how much money I could make. It had this nice little guarantee, if you will, not a real guarantee, just a target that says if you're making 100% of the sales the way we expect you to, your commission will pay like this. And in a short period of time, I was able to dissect the product they were selling, the volume they were selling, and the history of their sales, and realize that no one in the history of the company had ever sold enough to reach that volume. Sure, that was what they were saying was your targeted goal. The reality is in any commission sales, the sky is the limit. Until you sell out of the product or have sold one to everyone on earth and no one wants a second one, there is no limit to what you can earn in commission-based sales. The problem is the delivery. If the product doesn't reach the customer, if the promise of the product doesn't serve the customer, then you're not going to be able to sell it again and again. And that was the case with this individual company. They had pie-in-the-sky ideas of what a sales rep would be able to do. And while I had reached the sales volumes that they wanted to reach from a monetary standpoint, the product they had to offer couldn't back that up. They had never been able to deliver at that volume. And I'm not confident, wasn't then, not sure now, that they could have delivered what I was able to sell, which would have simply made us both look bad. So I didn't take the job and I moved on. If I'm not mistaken, they're out of business now. I could be wrong. They could be around, but I don't think so. I don't think they lasted more than 6 months because they didn't have a strong business model. Now, when it comes to leadership, is there such a thing as commission in leadership? Well, there's a couple. One, commission, if you will, that bonus above pay, is kind of what a commission is. It's the results of your work. Your effort gets rewarded, sometimes in a monetary way, sometimes in other ways. Sometimes your commission is that you build new relationships. Sometimes your commission is a new opportunity. Sometimes your commission is a business partnership. But one of the most important commissions of leadership is confidence. And here's where the double-edged sword comes in. And by that I mean both meanings of the word commission. Because commission isn't just what you get paid on top of your salary. It isn't just what you get as a reward or a receipt for what you've done well. If you get a $1,000 paycheck and a 20% commission on what you sell, that 20% is the bonus. That's the extra. That's the reward. But there's more to it than that because you may create for yourself more opportunity. You may create for yourself another job. You might open up an opportunity to sell another product line or another service by performing well on what you have. Well, you still get the $1,000. You also get the 20% of what you sold. That's a great commission. That commission is one side of commission. The other side of commission is the task or the assignment at hand. It's what you've been told to do. It's what you're supposed to go out and do. You've been commissioned to be a salesperson. In the military, you get commissioned to be an officer. A Navy vessel gets commissioned to go to war. It has an assignment. It has a task. It knows its mission because it's designed for a certain thing. An aircraft carrier, a battle cruiser, a small swift boat, all of them have a task and an assignment. They're designed for that. They're set out to do that. And that thing that they're set out to do is their commission. It's their assignment. So let me go back to my opening statement. The commission, or one of the commissions of leadership, is confidence. And I mean that in both ways. In the same way that a Navy vessel is commissioned to go to war, or commissioned to guard a certain port, a leader is commissioned to deliver confidence. Not just in themselves, but to train confidence, to build confidence, to instill confidence in the people around them. They're commissioned to be confident about what they do and to make that confidence contagious in the people that they lead. But confidence is also a byproduct of work done well. It's a byproduct of people led well. It's like the extra bonus on top of the paycheck. It's one thing to have the coaching sale. You get the client, you get the pay for the work that you've done. But when you finish the work that you've done and you get the high fives and the accolades and they say, wow, that was even better than what I thought it was going to be. I got a greater result than what I expected to. That's a commission. That also pays you in confidence as you approach the next customer. It also pays you in confidence when you deliver your next series of lectures or products or coaching services or whatever it is. As a leader, when you're leading your team and you see someone get a promotion, accomplish some grand task, get an award of some sort, that's a payback to you as well. Above and beyond your salary, that's a commission. And one of the greatest commissions ever given or received of a leader is confidence. Now, sometimes that confidence is I believe in you. John Maxwell says it like this: see other people as a 10. In fact, he encouraged you to see everyone as a 10. What does he mean by that? It means that you give them some of your confidence in them, some of your ability to believe in their potential, to believe in their competence, to believe in their ability. And they may not have it, but you're commissioned as a leader to instill confidence in them. Sometimes that will require your ability to identify strengths that they don't know they have, and to articulate those strengths in alignment with their assignment. You might say, for example, I know that you have the ability to deliver on this task because I've seen you do this, 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 and this. And if you can identify for them the reason that you have confidence in them, then you have instilled confidence in them. You will build up the confidence that they have or replace the damaged confidence that they have by being able to articulate why you believe in them. That's an entirely different thing than just simply flippantly saying, I believe in you. You got this. That's no different than a motivational poster. Stick one up over their desk next to the vision board that has the Lamborghini on it. Rah, rah. When you can articulate clearly what you've seen them demonstrate that gives you the reason to believe in them, you can instill confidence in them as well. And that is your commission as a leader: to give confidence, to build confidence, to instill confidence, to ensure confidence in the people that you lead. Sometimes that confidence has to be in you. They've got to be able to trust you. Well, how do you do that? You give them the ability to have confidence in you by building up a reputation that says, I will stick to my word. I will do what I said I will do. I will live my life with integrity. I will lead you with integrity, with transparency, with authenticity. And if I tell you that you're going to get rewarded if you do this thing, I will go out of my way to see to it that you get rewarded for that. And if I tell you that there will be a disincentivization for that, you'll lose paycheck, you'll lose opportunity, you'll be assigned to another task, you might even lose your job. If you don't perform to this level, then confidence is built when I eliminate the people who don't perform. Let that settle in for a minute. Nobody likes to hear that, but it's the truth. A leader who declares that if you're underperforming, I will let you go, and then keeps the people because they're friends, because they're buddies, because they've known each other for a while, for nepotism or other reasons such as that, does not build confidence in the high achievers. High achievers look at a leader who keeps underperformers and says, I'm not confident they can lead, and they certainly don't have my best interest at heart. Because here's what does seem to happen, and I've been on both sides of this, trying to save that one that I thought had great potential, they just weren't willing to put in the effort. And simultaneously, I've been on the receiving end as a salesperson as my successes were handed off to somebody who wouldn't do the work. The numbers were moved around, the accounts were shifted to protect someone who just couldn't keep up. I've seen both sides of that. And it doesn't build confidence in your leader, not in your sales manager, not in your executives. When you're on the receiving end of that and you're seeing your effort paid out to somebody else's reward, there's nothing good to come of that. As a leader, confidence is your commission. You are commissioned to build confidence in the team around you. A lot of that confidence has to be in you as the leader, the ability to do what a leader is supposed to do, to make tough choices, to make them quickly, to make them accurately. As you do that again and again and again with consistency, with professionalism, confidence builds. As your team has more confidence in you, your declaration of confidence in them means that much more. You know as well as I do, when somebody says, you've got this, and their life is falling apart, that's not a whole lot of celebration. That's not a whole lot of confidence. Thanks for seeing that I could do something that I'm not sure you could do. That I'm not sure that's boosting my confidence any. But when you see the one who has already achieved, you see the one who is consistent, When you see the leader that everyone else has confidence in step in behind you and go, I know you. I've seen you do this. I've seen you perform at this level. I've seen you close a transaction like this. I've seen you lead people in this situation. That instills confidence because you know they know what they're talking about. As a leader, you have your greatest commission and confidence. It is your greatest assignment. It is your greatest reward. Why? Because sometimes just the ability to close that deal, the ability to see your team succeed, the ability to perform at or above the standards, that's hard work. But when it happens, others have confidence in you that they didn't have before, which pays you in confidence. And your confidence will grow when you see that level of success, when you see opportunity begin to come your way that you thought, I'll never have a chance at that. And then you close the deal and you're like, wow, I guess I can do that. And that gives you the ability to go pursue the same thing or the next level up yet again. Not to give up, not to walk away. But let me tell you something. A lot of the confidence that you're struggling with right now as a leader, as an entrepreneur, is based on the fact that you're telling the wrong story in your own head. The story you're telling you is a story of your past failures. The story you're telling you is a story of the time that you tried and failed. The time that you really wanted that big deal and there were 1,000 excuses that it didn't come through. It wasn't the right timing. It wasn't the right price. It wasn't the right product. It wasn't the right customer. All of those are variables and they change every single time. And that's okay. That's not a failure. That's the process of leading, and that's the process of selling in life. The right first date? Who hasn't had the wrong first date? Nothing is ever perfect the first time around. You've got to work through the bugs. You've got to make you better. You've got to make your opportunity better. You've got to align your offering with your client better every single time. But when the story you're telling in your head is only of the failures that you've had and not of the wins, if you can only recall and recount every time you look in the mirror where you messed it up and that sabotages you, guess what? You're not going to succeed. You're not going to have the confidence. And that confidence that you will have the first time you close that deal, that confidence begets more confidence, begets more confidence. And it all rests in the story you're telling yourself. Oh yeah, the greatest commission of a leader, both the win reward after the success and the assignment before it all starts, is confidence. Your expectation by your team, what they want of you, is confidence. Confidence in yourself, confidence in them. Confidence clearly articulated, so they know why you believe in them. And confidence clearly demonstrated as you take charge and take risk to do things that other leaders perhaps wouldn't do. But also, confidence clearly articulated that you have the ability to weed out the riffraff that's not benefiting or productive to the team and promoting those who are giving their effort and working their hardest to see that the team succeeds. You've got to be confident to make those choices. You've got to build confidence in your team. And you've got to exhibit confidence in yourself. And that's why confidence is one of the greatest commissions of leadership. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.
Loren is a master teacher on storytelling, and I learned so much. I'm really going to have to sit down and go back through everything, and I think I might have to have some more coffees with Loren, but it was totally worth my time, and I really highly recommend it if you're looking to grow your ministry, grow your business, grow your career. Loren will serve you well.
Thank you.